Hey guys, it's Bree. I'm just going to do a really quick Friday Reads update for you. I had a pretty good reading week. I read some stuff that was just flat out awesome. I started off the week reading The Fuse, which is a graphic novel about a homicide detective who moves to a space station and has to uncover this murder without really knowing anything about the culture of the space station. I don't know that I thought it was entirely successful. I gave it a 3 out of 5, and I'll link my written review for it below. I then had like the best time of the week, which is I got to read Robert Jackson Bennett's City of Stairs, which is about a world where the gods have been dead for, generations. And then this murder happens, and the woman who is investigating the murder starts having to deal with magic left behind by the gods and has to deal with, the idea that maybe the gods aren't as dead as they think they are in this world. Afterwards, I read Horrorstor by Grady Hendrix. It's the Quirk Books book that looks like an IKEA catalog. It's a ghost story set in what's essentially an IKEA knockoff. It was interesting, pretty gruesome at times, and I enjoyed it. It was a fun read. It's pretty short. It's like 275 pages or something like that. It isn't my favorite book of the week, but it was fun, and it kind of put me in an October mood. And then on my way up here, so over Thursday, I listened on audiobook to John Scalzi's Lock-In, which is narrated by Will Wheaton. It is about a world that has been ravaged by this disease called Hayden's, which paralyzes people and locks them into their body, so there's no way for them to communicate. And over time, people with Hayden's, otherwise called Hayden's, have had technological kind of advances so that they can have kind of like robot avatars in the real world for them. And they've developed their own culture. And then there's kind of this mystery that's embedded into the story about somebody who is using Hayden-based technology to commit murders. It's very interesting. I really enjoyed it. It had a lot to say about culture and identity and disability politics that I thought was just super interesting. And I think it was pretty well done overall. I'm going to be doing a review of that sometime later in the week. This week I am reading A Dance with Dragons by George R. R. Martin. I started reading this again last week. I didn't get terribly far from where I was, but I was kind of tempted by books that were placed in front of me. I'm hoping to get part of the way through this at least. I'm about 400 pages in, and this is a book that I've been really struggling to get a lot of momentum in. If I don't continue to get momentum, I just might break it up into parts and then read other things in between to kind of keep myself from burning out. I hope to also be able to read, see, I'm so tempted by all the things. I have a copy of The Mirror Empire by Kameron Hurley, which I've been thinking about reading. But I also have a copy of The Three-Body Problem, which is one of the best-selling science fiction novels in China that was translated into English. I have an e-arc from Tor Books, and I'm really tempted to read that. I read the first maybe 20 or 30 pages just to kind of give myself a taste of the world, and I think I might pick that up, especially if I start kind of dragging a bit on A Dance with Dragons. But that's pretty much the gist of my week. I also have Neverwhere on audiobook for my ride back from my parents. I have mixed feelings about Gaiman. I really like a lot of his stuff. There are a lot of his stuff that I don't like as much, so we'll see where this falls. Let me know what you're reading or listening to, or, what you're hoping to get your hands on, and I will talk to you guys later in the week. Bye.